Okay, today we're going to learn or review how to factor trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Our first step should always be determining if there's a greatest common factor among the three terms, ax squared, bx, and c. In this first example, 2x squared plus 11x plus 12, there is no greatest common factor amongst all three terms. Therefore, we can move on to the real first step, which is multiply a times c. So let's do that. A times c, or in this case 2 times 12, is 24. We need to find a pair of factors of 24 whose sum is b, in this case 11. Now, most of us, when we're doing this process, we do this work in our heads. We do it maybe on scratch paper. We don't necessarily list it when showing our work. However, if you need to show the work, please show the work, just so you can make sure that you're keeping yourself accountable to finding the correct pair of numbers. While these two numbers are factors of 24, they do not add up to 11. These two numbers are factors of 24, but their sum is not 11. These two numbers are factors of 24, but their sum is not 11. This pair right here is the factor pair that we care about. So we are going to rewrite our 11x's as 3x's and 8x's. This is an equivalent expression. It's equal to this. It's just written so that we can use it for factoring. We like to group the first pair of terms and the second pair of terms and find the GCF in each pair. Here, the greatest common factor is just 1x. In this pair, the greatest common factor is 4. It's very important to note that these expressions listed parenthetically are the same. If they're not the same, then we messed something up somewhere. So as long as these are the same, we're probably doing a good job. Now let's factor that out. And this should be our factored form. 2x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 4. If we were to multiply that out, it should give us this expression right here. This is our factored form. Now let's do the same thing with maybe a slightly more difficult example. Here we have 3x squared minus 16x minus 12. Okay, you'll notice that there's negative signs here. You'll notice that the sum here is a negative number and the product is a negative number. When we multiply 3 times negative 12, we get negative 36. All right, so that means that one of the factors is going to be positive, the other factor is going to be negative. When we add them together, we're going to have a negative and a positive. In this case, since the number in the middle is negative, we know that the bigger factor is going to be the negative factor. In this case, it's going to be 2 and negative 18, positive 2 and negative 18. We'll do the same process, group the first pair of terms and the last pair of terms. Put a plus sign in between the negative 18x's and the negative 12. It's important to keep that plus sign there because these things aren't being multiplied by each other. It's this pair plus that pair. The greatest common factor here is just a 1x. The greatest common factor here is going to be a negative 6. Again, our expressions in the parentheses are equivalent to each other. That's important. Three x plus 2 will factor out. We're left with an x and a negative 6, which I will write as x minus 6. This is the factored form. There's two examples for you in this attempt at reviewing a concept that we spent a couple of class periods on. Enjoy.